we're going to get started here in just a couple minutes, or just like a minute, as we have people log in for our second session of Facebook training. I'm excited to talk to you guys tonight. We're going to start in just a minute. I'm having hair issues tonight. All right, well, I want to thank you guys for spending your evening with me. Let's see. Hopefully, that is loud, isn't it? Well, hopefully you realize that you have joined session 2 for Facebook training for your Team Beachbody business. If you haven't watched session 1 that I did last week, then I would encourage you to go back and get that done. I had somebody, my husband, checking in just to make sure you guys can hear me okay, which it sounds like you can. And I know my music was crappy, but you have to choose royalty-free music, or Facebook and Yahoo or whoever it is, YouTube just cuts it off. All right, so again, my name's Melissa Hudgens. I'm one of the founding Team Beachbody coaches. What does that mean? It just really means that my husband and I were 2 of the 41 coaches that helped kicked off the Team Beachbody Network. And I'm just excited to talk to you guys tonight about how to grow your Team Beachbody business on social media. Remember last week I talked about how over 14 billion people log in to have a Facebook page, and I did a little bit more research, and over 10 million hours a day of video are watched on Facebook. So remember last week we talked about the power of video. So if you haven't started uploading videos, I really want you just to snap some videos of you drinking Shakeology, or talking about it, or playing with your dog or your kids, or doing a sweaty workout move. You know, just doesn't have to be super creative. It doesn't have to be fantastic, but video is where it's at. Now here's something else. You might see people who have 600 views on one of their videos, but only 3 likes. And you're like, well, how does that happen? Well, Facebook counts a view if it plays for 3 seconds. So because it has an automatic start, if you're scrolling through your phone and you open Facebook, I had music on here a second ago, but you know, I opened my Facebook, and if I start scrolling through, like, see, this started playing automatically, this little baby girl, and that counts as a view because it's been 3 seconds, so they get a view from me. And so you'll notice now if I scroll super fast and it doesn't have a chance to play, it doesn't count. But 3 seconds counts as a view. So if you're wondering, gosh, they've had that many views but only a couple likes. But you know what? I like that it plays automatically because it can be really catching. Now the sound doesn't play, which I like that too, because I've been known to wake up in the middle of the night and can't sleep, and so I'm searching on Facebook and I'll see the video play, and like, thank goodness the sound isn't going, because I've actually hit it by accident. It's like super loud and it's terrible. But that's to our benefit that those videos actually play. Now, I was excited to hear some of the feedback last week about how, yes, it's challenging to post 5 to 10 times a day. It is. I even have a hard time sometimes coming up with content. But when you did it, you noticed more engagement. You might have even had more post likes. So it's worth it. Make sure you're using some of the schedulers. There's actually a scheduler here on Facebook, and I'm going to show you that tonight because I thought, you know, I didn't go over that very much. So I'm gonna actually, let me just show you that right now, because that's one of the, it's a challenge, especially for those of you who work. How are you going to do that? So let me just show you really fast. I'm going to share my screen. This always takes a minute. While I do that, there we go. Present to everybody. Hopefully you can see it. I'm going to pop over here. Okay, here is my like page, Faith Love Fitness. I talked to you about the banner button last week. I talked to you about the power of your cover photo, lots of things I covered. So I'm gonna write this post for tomorrow. You just go into the status and I'm going to say something like, I need to, remember, it could be anything. Catch up on The Bachelor. Can't spell. See, I love the fact that it will tell me I cannot spell Bachelor as soon as my kiddos hit the sack. All right, so anyone, let me just ask a question. Anyone else watch this crazy love show? Okay, because I want to get some interaction as much as I can. I ask questions all the time. Sometimes I get 0 answers, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it because I sometimes get lots of answers. All right, so what do? You come over here to set date and post. The year, yes, I want to do it this year. The month, it's February. The day, the 1st. Hour, I'm going to do it at later today at about, let's do it at 10 because it's good. The Bachelor is going to be over. The minute, I'll just do it exactly at 10, and I'm going to publish. And that is done. You can do, and now it's not showing right now, but you can do the same thing on your phone. Now, I just want to show you just kind of a creative post that did get some interaction today. As I scroll down, the little toilet paper thing. We've all done, are you an over, or are you an under? And I said, I'm the second one for sure. And I just said, you? And I've had, several comments and a few likes. So it's just interaction. And remember, the more interaction you can have on your page, that means these people who commented, they're going to see more of my posts throughout tomorrow and the next day. And hopefully they'll continue to like so that I will constantly be showing up on their news feed. All right, so I'm going to take you back. I'm just going to talk to you about a couple more things. All right, should be coming on here in a second. Oh, I think I am. Now, we're going to talk tonight about actually creating an ad for your like page. Now, here's some things. Facebook's kind of particular about what type of photo you use for your Facebook ad. It cannot have more than 20% text on the photo. What does that mean? Well, that means you have a picture that looks like this. Maybe it's a picture of an apple, and you want to write, eat an apple a day to keep the doctor away, okay? And it takes up over the whole apple. Well, that is obviously more than 20% text on the screen. You need to shorten that down, lower your font, change it up so it just says eat an apple a day to keep the doctor away. And then you can always have some sort of saying on your post about that or whatever. So you want it to be at the top or bottom or to the side or whatever. It just can't have more than 20% text on a photo. Another thing is they will not approve before and after photos. They just don't do it. No matter how sly you get, it doesn't like it. Can't say guaranteed to lose 10 pounds in 2 days. They'll flag that. I really try to leave off the word guarantee. So they have certain things like that, but the big ones are the 20% text and the before and after photos, because I know a lot of you are like, but that's like my thing. And yeah, well, you can post them. You just can't boost them or run ads with them. All right, so let's just hop right to it, okay? Let's go into doing an ad. Dun, dun, dun. I'm gonna open the Q&A. So I'm not sure if that opened it up for you. Ask your audience to submit a question. Yeah, so if you have some questions, I'll try to answer them as I go. So now I'm gonna share my screen again and we'll just hop right into this and get started. Although I don't think I'll be able to see your questions, but maybe I'll try to come back and glance at them. Okay, here we are on my like page. So if you're going to do an ad, which I think what you should do is if you're watching this on your phone, then you can load up your laptop, but it's best if you can watch me, take notes, and then maybe, you know, this immediately is recorded. So afterwards, you can watch it and stop it and watch it and stop it. I know the chat is disabled. It takes an act of Congress to get that undisabled, and you can't do it while Google is on. But I think you can go to the questions and ask a question. It's a Q&A on the left side. Here we go. So you go to this arrow up at the top. It's going to do a drop down. Sooner or later, my computer always works a little slow. There we are. And I'm going to create an ad. It's going to open up. Now, the ad that we're wanting to create is to promote our page. So you'll go to the second one down and you're going to click on it. Now, I have a few pages that I manage. So if you have 1 or 2 pages, you want to just make sure that you select the correct one. And it's going to, you know, just make sure you're selecting the correct one. This is my Faith Love Fitness. That's the one I want to promote. And yes, that's it. And you just come down here and I'm going to set the audience and the budget. Next, also, I forgot to mention this. It's important that you do this in Google Chrome. Facebook works best with Google Chrome. So you can just download Google Chrome to your laptop and work from there. And you will see it getting sticky. You will see it not look like this if you use Safari or Firefox. Okay, starts with your audience. Now, we're going to spend some time here just talking about this. I choose one country. I know we represent Canada. I've heard a little bit of, you know, choose 2 countries, choose 1 country. So it sounds like, because I've done a couple of different classes and teachings, that you could probably do either one. If you want to slap Canada in there, you can. You just click right here. Well, not right there, but you can here, and you can add a country, Canada. Why isn't it coming up? There you go. Now I have both Canada and the United States. Now, I want to make sure this is showing because, okay. Now is the little, go ahead and do what age group you want. Ignore the map. I don't know why the map's being all crazy there. I select a higher age group. I do 26 to 55, 54, somewhere around there. You know, it just depends on what your niche is. Sometimes I even go a little higher than 26 because, you know, I'm 43 and I relate more to people in their 30s and 40s and such. Oh, I selected 46. I'm supposed to select, sorry, a little higher than that. 56. But I'm going to go ahead and leave my page like, I'm going to leave it at 26. Now, I totally target women. I relate to women, and that's just me. So I'm going to select women only. Now you can see I now have a potential reach of 39 million. Now you may be thinking, yes, I would love to have that many people like my page. But your money is going to be wasted if you have that high of a number, okay? We want that number to come way down, somewhere less than 500,000. So we're going to work on that now. Now for me, I'm going to type in English. If you speak Spanish, this is a great opportunity to put that in there. Still have a ton of people. This is where you want to keep your eye, right here. Now it comes down to, I don't know, they keep posting. Now it's going to come down to who do you want to target? Who is your niche? Who's your ideal customer? Remember in some other trainings I talked about, where does your customer shop? Are they married? Are they moms? Do they work somewhere? You know, anything that you can think of, that's what I want you to dial into. Now, I just did a little research before popping on to this training. So for the sake of my like page, I'm going to type in Central Market. It is a shopping center here in Texas. And notice that I have 923,000 people like Central Market in Texas. It's a shopping, I already said that, but it's a grocery store. But my potential reach is 110,000. Now I'd like to add a little bit more than that. So I'm gonna click on Sprouts Farmers Market, which is another shopping center. And if I can get this to go away, see, now that bumps my people up. Really, it bumps it up too high, 1.2 million. So I'm gonna take Sprouts away, and I'm going to add HEB. That's kind of a local fresh market. And my reach now is 850,000. I'm gonna go ahead and leave that because I don't really want to just continue to click, click, click. So it's higher than I want. Well, let's see if I can bring it down just a little bit more. But I wanna show you something. Let's just say, I'll come back and I'll just choose Central Market here in a minute. But let's say I want to do fitness, okay? Because that's what you're probably thinking, why not fitness? Okay, well, let's click on fitness. My reach goes to 5 million, but you compare that down to, let's say, Fit Moms. 9 million, you're not getting down there too far. So moms of high school, I saw high school kids. So see, it keeps going up. So you can play with that. Let's take off Fit Moms, see how that does. Remember, I'm looking for this number right here to come down. Let's take off fitness. Oh, there's a lot of moms of high schoolers. So you can see you just want to play with that and play with that. Think of your ideal customer. I'm going to take that off. I'm going to stick with my Central Market, Texas with 110,000 people. That's going to be, those are the people that I'm going to target to like my page. Why? Because Central Market costs a little bit more money. A lot of moms shop there. A lot of healthy moms shop there. So what that means for me is it's got some people who have a little bit extra money to spend, are aware of their food that they eat because they want to go somewhere that has high quality food. And because I selected women, I am targeting women. All right. Now that I have my audience set, I'm going to do the daily budget. How much do you want to spend a day? Now, this was something I actually posted on the Fabulous Force page and asked you, like, you know, how much are you willing to spend a day or a month? Actually, I said a month, and some of you guys were all, it was all over the board. Somebody said $200. Somebody said I would spend $10 a month. My suggestion is that you start with at least $1 a day. If you can afford $2 a day, that is great. And remember, it's trial and error at the beginning. And I'm just gonna start with $2 a day on a daily budget. You can do a lifetime budget, which means the lifetime of your ad, and Facebook spends the amount of money that you suggest throughout that lifetime. But I want to spread my money out, so I'm gonna do a daily budget of $2. But I am going to suggest when it starts and when it ends. And I want you guys to do that too. Because if something crazy happens in your life and you forget that you're running this ad, it's going to continue to spend $2 a day. If you've never set, by the way, I forgot to tell you guys this. If you have never set up your PayPal, if you haven't set up to spend money on Facebook, it will have you set up a PayPal account. So my PayPal account's already hooked in here, so it doesn't trigger me to do that. I'm gonna start this ad tomorrow. I'm gonna start it at 6 a.m. So I just type in, change that there, just type in an A to change that. And I'm gonna run it for 2 weeks. So I'm gonna end it on the 15th. And I'm gonna end it at 9, I'm just gonna leave 9:12 p.m. Like, I'm fine with that. So if oops, that's not right. I want to end it in 2 weeks. Sorry about that. There we go. I was like, geez. So during that time frame, I'm going to spend $29.27. Okay. All right, cool. Now, I'm going to leave this top one. I'm going to do the automatic bid amount. Let Facebook set the bid that helps get the most likes at the best price. Now, I have learned, and I haven't done very much of it yet, that I can do a manual price. No, not $5 per like. Its suggested bid, you can see down below, is 24 cents. Now, here's what this means. You may be like, I don't understand, because I didn't understand. What this means is you are bidding for Facebook to put your like page ad on people's news feeds or sidebars. You are competing with other companies who are targeting this exact same audience. So if I have a bid for 25 cents a like per page like, and someone else has 50 cents per page like, Facebook's going to be like, sorry, they outbid you. They're going to put their ad on people that I'm targeting. But they don't do that every single time, because Facebook wants to also, help me promote my page. I'm a loyal customer. I'm doing everything right here. I'm, saying I'm willing to pay. So they do put it on there for the amount that I suggest. But because I want you guys just to make this a little simpler for now, since this is kind of a trial test run, let's set it for automatic. Again, Facebook will not go over your $2 a day or $1 a day. Okay. Now, we're going to leave this as impressions. What that means is you get charged every time Facebook puts up to 1,000 impressions. What it means, 1,000 people will see your ad, okay? And then that's when it charges. Again, it won't go over your $2 amount. I've done this many times. It never goes over your daily amount. Now, ad scheduling, I'm just going to have runs ad all the time. And another training, I will show you how there's more options where you can actually run your ads on a schedule. But right now, they're going to run 24 hours during the time that we set it to for 2 weeks, during that 2 weeks. Okay, delivery time, we're going to keep it standard. Show your ad throughout the day, and you're done. You're done with this area. Now it's time to actually create the ad. Oh, pizza? Oh, great. So let's choose the ad. Now this is where you can get as creative as you want or keep it simple. So Facebook allows you to actually select a couple of different photos to run with one copy, one text, and you will then be able to tell which picture is working the best. And then you can delete the pictures that are a waste of your money, because no one seems to be liking your page when Facebook is showing that particular ad. But they're really liking your page when they show a certain one. So let's just start by selecting the pictures. You can do free stock images. You can browse your own library. So this picture here, which is just basically my cover photo, I am going to keep that one as one of my ads to like. But I'm also going to try, oops, that's not what I wanted. I'm also going to try some free stock pictures because they're pretty good. So you can type in whatever you want. I'm typing in healthy food. What? How spell it right? Healthy food. Now there's lots to choose from here. One of the ones I like this salad, so I'm going to click it. And I also liked, where was it? Oh, I liked, it was right, maybe it was my own. I think it might have been my own. So let's go to image library, because I already have some other images uploaded from other different types of ads I've done. And I want to show you something real quick. So let's click on this fitness girl, right? Okay, so I have 3 pictures. I'm going to write the same text, but Facebook is going to interchange the different pictures, and you're able to see which one does best, which is what we'll do next week. All right, so there's my pictures, and now it's time to type in what do I want to type. We'll take off Faith Love Fitness. I don't want it to say that. I'm going to write get daily scripture and healthy family recipes on your news feed, like my page. period. Well, like my page, just that's good, like my page. Okay, you can see that's what it's gonna say on the desktop newsfeed. This is what it's gonna look like. And then I can click this arrow right here to see the next photo. That's what the healthy food is gonna look like. Now, this is why you preview, because see, that is not a good preview. You can't even see the girl's face. So people would be like, well, that's a dumb ad, and they won't click like. So I'm like, ooh, I gotta change that, right? Because you don't want that. And you can try to crop it, but you can't crop it. I could crop it like that, but you don't really see it. And there's really no way to crop this any other way. So I'm gonna take this off. I'm going to scroll back up here and be like, yeah, that's a crappy picture to use. So I'm gonna do browse my library one more time. Pick one that works, which was this weighted one I saw in here earlier. I know I saw it. I'm scrolling through. Here it is. This is it. That's what I want to use. I want to use those 3 photos. And you can choose up to 6, but I mean, you can do it. You can choose up to 6, but I would just recommend sticking with 3 or 4 and just seeing how those do. Now, under advanced options, now here's something I did learn. And that is, when you're boosting your post or you are running an ad, other than page likes, you don't want to put it on the right-hand column. Remember, the right-hand column is only noticeable on your desktop or your laptop. 80% of the people are looking at their mobile phone. So you can choose to keep your like page ad on the right-hand side, because there are people, it has been tested that people do click page likes over there because they don't have to go anywhere. You can just click actual page, like the page right from there, and they can still keep scrolling through their news feed. But again, 80 or more percentage of the people are looking on their mobile phone. So you can kind of say, I want to push all my money to news feed and mobile news feed and not do the right-hand side. But if you want to keep the right-hand side just because you're feeling like it, you're going to want to hit advanced options and change this headline. And I'm just going to put daily fitness, oh my word, fitness tips. Where this changes is right, oh, where'd it go, where'd it go, where'd it go? Oh, it's only on the desktop. Only in the desktop newsfeed, does it? Daily fitness tips. Get daily scripture and healthy family recipes on your newsfeed, like my page, daily fitness tips. You could put free daily fitness tips if you want, but that's the only area that it shows. That headline only shows up on the right-hand side of when you're looking through people's news feeds, right-hand side. I'm gonna go ahead and keep those 3 because I wanna see how it does. And you're gonna be able to track how many people are clicking on the right-hand column, or is it just mobile feed? All right, so how do my ads look? I feel like they look pretty good. This is what it's gonna look like on people's news feed. Get daily scripture and healthy family recipes on your news feed, like my page, Melissa Hudgens, Faith Love Fitness, and they can just click like. It'll say like, and they just click on it right there. It doesn't even have to take them anywhere. All right, I like it. So I am finished. It is simple as that. I'm going to place my order. Processing. Now it says in review. That means Facebook is going to check me out and see if I have more than 20% text on any of mine, which, you know what? My cover photo may come across as more than 20% text. But the other 2, I'm golden because there's no text on those at all. So it takes about 15 to 30 minutes to get approved, and you'll get an email, and you'll also get a notification. If it's not approved, you'll get an email or notification, and they will tell you why it's not approved. Continue. I'm not going to go over this tonight, but this is where you will track your information. Oh, I meant to name my ad. Oh, shoot. You can actually name it so it's not looking kind of crazy like this. This says US, Canada, 26 through 56. I might be able to edit. I'm not going to edit it, but at the very bottom right before I clicked before I clicked away, there was a spot for me to rename this ad, and you can do that. It's not a big deal. It's just easier for you to be able to glance at that and go, oh, that's the ad. Like you can do page like test ad, and you can really name it whatever you want. But next week we'll talk about, you know, how are the results, the reach, the cost per click, the daily budget, the amount spent. So we'll go through all these different columns and show you like, wow, we need to delete this one, and we should maybe even put a little bit more money to this one to keep it running. Now, let me go back over. I'm going to stop sharing so we've just done a like page ad. I'm going to stop sharing my screen and come back to you guys and just see what kind of questions you have. I don't know why the question app isn't showing up, which is kind of frustrating. Questions. Maybe I have to put it out there for you guys. I don't know. Let me see. Answer questions, spam. Ask your audience to submit questions and they will appear below. Well, you're welcome to submit a question. You hover over and on the left-hand side it says Q&A, and you should be able to type in a question. If not, I'm going to show you how to boost a post. And I really just want to talk to you right now about when to boost a post. I boost posts when, one, I have something that is really meaningful to me or kind of a pivotal point, and I want to make sure that people on my page see that. Like maybe I'm at a big event, like a fitness event or something to do with my business, and I want a lot of the people who are liking my page to see it. You can boost it. But I really boost it when I'm talking about I'm looking for people to join my challenge group, or I'm looking for people to join my team as a coach. That's when I boost those posts. How is boosting different than an ad? Okay, I'm going to show you how that happens. An ad, great question. An ad is where you're paying money and selecting an audience, and it's going to show up on people's news feeds and whatnot. Now, it's a great question. A boost is you're just boosting a post. Remember how we selected 3 different pictures, and Facebook's gonna like drop that ad with that picture, drop it with this, drop it with that, and we're gonna see which one's gonna do better. With a boost, it's just a post. You're giving it some money. You're saying, Facebook, I want more of the people on my page to see this. So push it out there. And that's what happens. Remember, like 10%, if that, of the people who like your page see it. Have you ever liked like Red Lobster, or for me, the Dallas Cowboys, or Lululemon, or Fabletics? All these people have business pages, and I've liked them. I rarely see their stuff come through. And I guarantee you, if I were to go to Fabletics on Facebook, they're posting constantly. It's just not pushed to my news feed. Why? I don't know. I like to see their stuff, but I never see it. So the same goes for people who've liked your page. They're scrolling through their news feed, they're seeing their friends' stuff, but they're not always seeing yours. Sometimes they are, especially if they've liked or commented on something, and sometimes they're not. But when we boost something, then most likely more of your people are gonna see it, for sure. All right, so let's get going on that. That was a great question, by the way. Got it. Boosting a photo or post. I'll show you. Let's talk about that right now. We're gonna, Angela had a great question. When boosting a photo or a post, how do you change your audience? Let's just go in. We've already talked about how to do an ad. Let's go in and boost a post. So I'm gonna share, and I'm not gonna be able to see your questions for a few minutes because I'm gonna share my screen. Doot. Sharing screen. Huh. Did y'all see all my stuff? Let me look at something. Hopefully you saw all my stuff last time. It'd be crazy. Okay. We're going to create another ad. See the green button at the top right? Create ad. It's gonna hopefully pop up. I clicked on it. There it goes, there it goes. All right, the top one, boost your post. Click on it. Same, similar. It's gonna all look really similar. Choose the page that you're doing. Oh, boost your post. Post page engagement. Get more, why is it, oh, it should load. Oh, here, it's down here, sorry. It's like, where'd it go? All right, now, remember that if you've already written a post and you wanna boost it, you can select it down here. Here is the one about The Bachelor. I could select that, however, it hasn't even posted yet, that's why it looks like that. I could post my I could boost my recipe or any of these, but really, I don't want to boost anything. So I don't want to boost any of those. I'm going to create a new one. Well, actually, for the time's sake, because I have been on here a little while already, I'm going to go ahead and boost this one. This is my workout picture today. Don't miss a Monday. It's February 1st. So I have looked at my fitness and my routine, realized I need to step it up, and then I know what it says, so I'm just going to go ahead and click on this is the one I want to boost. And a set audience and budget. It's just the exact same. Now, Angela, this is maybe where your question comes in, because when you do it, many of you are like, wait a minute, I thought I could just click that boost button that's underneath my post already. Well, you can, but you're limited on what you can do. So this will show you how you can, if you come to this area where you actually manage your ads, this is the kind of the more professional way to do it, and you have more accuracy on your boosting. So this is how you can change your audience. Again, I'm going to change this to be a little bit higher, 25. Drop this age down a little bit to 55. And women, my language, I definitely want English again. Scrolling down, my demographics. Who do I want to see this? Again, I don't want it to be crazy. Tons of people. I'm going to say, what do I want to say? Somebody liking spring break. That might not be really my target market. Cancun spring break. I'm thinking that might not be my target market. So how about Royal Caribbean? How many people are on that? 2 million, 8 million. That's a lot. So I'd like to get that down to maybe, I love Cancun. Did that help my number at all? No. All right, so I'm gonna leave Royal Caribbean. It's actually, and this is where it takes the longest, you guys, is selecting your audience. The reason I selected Royal Caribbean is because people who like it probably travel a lot, and I love to travel. I could also suggest like another, I love Beth Moore Bible studies. I love her studies, so I could go to select Beth Moore. She also has a ton of people, but my limit comes down a little bit. So that's how you can change who you boost to. I can't even speak. And you can save this audience and name it if you wanted to, like, oh, this is the one I always want. You can just save audience and then you can name it. And I could just put this as like my Beth Moore studies. Okay, was that? Now, you just want to do this like on a lifetime budget. Like, how long do you want this boost to push out there? And I'm not going to do this very long because you can see that, I mean, it said in my boost that it's February 1st. So I just want this to run for like 3 days. And I want it to run tonight, starting at 9:30, and I wanted to run until 10:30. It's not going to run very long. Holy moly. We need to change that. I'm going to run the lifetime ad $10. There we go. That's better than $350, right? So I'm going to spend $10 over the next 2 days on that. And honestly, I would change the copy on that, which means the post, because I don't have a call to action. This is when you want a call to action type boost. And I'll show you when I boosted. Automatic, let Facebook put it out there. I'm going to run everything just as is. And here's where I'm going to change this to boosting for challenge group. And choose ad creative. Here's what it looks like. This is what it's going to look, here's my copy. This is basically what the post says. Spring break is just around the corner. And this is why this is a bad example. This is why this isn't a great one to boost, because I don't have a call to action. I would want this to say, and I can't edit it right here. I would want it to say, spring break's just around the corner. Do you have a trip planned? Lose 15 pounds in 21 days. So you are bikini ready for your spring break. Message me now to find out more information. That's what I would write, and that's what I would boost. So I'm actually not going to place this order because this is not a good, the picture, I'm all for the picture, although I can tell you right now this would get turned down too. I would need to change this text. So I'm going to show you a boost that I boosted. I'm going to show you one. I'm going to just take this off. But you guys understand, now you understand. I'll show you, I showed you how to select your audience, and you can do it that way. Now another way is, I'm going to go back to, here we go. Click up here. I'm going to go back to my like page. I wonder, does that have 20% text, do you think? Maybe it does. All right, this is another area where you can boost a post. You can click here, boost your post, which this isn't a bad area to boost it. This is what it would look like on a desktop, my post. This is what it would look like, obviously, on a mobile phone. Now, if I was targeting my audience, I want to target, on this case, people who if I was doing a challenge group or I want people to join my team, I would click people who like my page and their friends. If I was actually getting people that I was connecting with that I thought, wow, these are really like my ideal customers. So their friends are probably similar to them. But if you're getting kind of, maybe your reach isn't, the people who are liking your page aren't quite right, you need to fine tune your audience, then just do the people who like your page, because most of them probably are pretty good. You just maybe have some that aren't. So you can either choose people who like my page or people who like my page and their friends. So this is what I oftentimes do. And I usually, set your ad budget, $5, whatever. It's going to reach this amount of people. I know that's a large range. And you can run it, click again here. You can run your time. Let's say run it for a couple of days. I'm not going to spend much money. Where did I put the money in? I'm going to spend $1.66 per day. So my budget's $5. It's very simple. Then here's your PayPal part, and you just boost this ad. Now Facebook is going to make sure that this post right here goes to people who are liking my page, because I've built a lot of likes about people who are fitness minded, who have a strong faith, who are a lot of them are stay-at-home moms, because I have targeted those type of people in my page likes. So that's another way to boost. It's a little simpler. If you get confused, this is an easy way to do it, especially if you want to target those who already like your page. Okay, I'm going to stop showing. Oh, I was going to show you when I boosted, because it does work. See how a lot of people are like, oh, I only have one person who talked about The Bachelor so far. Oh, that just hit. So I did have one. See, nobody's liked my retreat picture yet. Doesn't hurt my feelings, but no one's liked it. One person's liked my recipe I posted. Here's a video. And you can see I don't have tons of interaction, which is why I'm like, well, wait a minute. I probably should boost some stuff. So I'm going to go and show you what happens when I do push it out there with, $5 to $10, depending on what kind of boost it is, what kind of money I want to spend. Oh, here. This one had 69 likes. This didn't really have a call to action. Here's my join me. This is a good one here. This one I definitely boosted this post. It wasn't an ad. It was truly just a boosted post. And I have 28 comments. I even had someone share it, which is great. And over 68 people that liked it. So it was definitely worth the boost. I was asking people basically if they were curious at how they can make $250 a week, and I'm targeting people who want to join my team. So it does work, but it's kind of trial and error. I have a lot of people who like my page. Now I'm really trying to filter through those people and target the ones that are my ideal customer. At the beginning, I didn't understand how to build an audience, so I was just grabbing anybody out there, but then I realized, wait a minute, I might have a lot of likes on my page, but they're not my actual audience. They're not people who are like me. They're not people I necessarily want to work with, that like we are on the same wavelength kind of thing. All right, so now I gotta find you guys again. 'Cause you're looking at me and I can't see you. All right, so that is, and it's a lot to take in. I totally get it. But that's why I only wanted to focus on 2 things tonight. How to do an ad to build likes, and that's something you're going to want to play with. So next Monday when we look at that, and we're going to look at how much was it costing per like, did I get any likes, which picture did they like? We're going to look at that. But it's not often that it's just like a home run out of the park. It takes some tweaking. It takes some time. Remember, your business, if it was a brick and mortar business and you were spending money on your advertising dollars, the Facebook is where you'll spend your advertising dollars. It's the #1 social media platform. Instagram is out there and it's doing well. Facebook is by far still double the amount of users. So I know some people are hesitant to spend money, but if you opened a restaurant and you opened a clothing store like I did, I knew I was going to have to spend money to let people know I'm open for business. And that's the mindset you need to have. I'm not going to tell you how much, because that's up to you and you know your own budget. But as your business grows, you will most likely put more into marketing. And then you have more, and just continues just the same. It's exactly the same as if you owned a real business, because a real brick and mortar business, because obviously Beachbody is a real business. All right, let me answer some questions. Okay, Elaine, as far as the estimated daily reach, how do you know what range to target? I would try to keep it under 500,000, maybe even a little less. And the reason being is when you get really broad, let's say you put Starbucks, women between 20 and 50 that drink Starbucks, because you love Starbucks, right? Well, you're going to have like 6 million people, and a lot of those people are not going to be your type of market. So if you can really narrow that down, when you narrow it down to about 500,000 or even a little less, you're getting that amount of people to be more like the exact people that you want to target. And then when you spend the money, the people who you really want to target, they're the ones seeing your stuff on their news feed, not somebody that drinks Starbucks but has no interest in health and fitness. You just want to try to get that down. That's why. A little less than 500,000. How is boosting different than an ad? Okay, we've already talked about that, Jordan. I think I answered that. I know you probably posted this while I was talking, so no big deal. When boosting a photo or a post, how do you change your, we talked about that. Sorry, you skip around. I didn't realize that. Skipping, went the wrong way. Does the boost post reach beyond your friends? Yes, Kim, that's a good question. I'm not sure if you saw that last part, which you probably wrote this earlier, and I'm just now seeing it, but yes, it does. Yes, it can reach beyond. I often target people who like my page and their friends, because not only does that post that I boosted get to the people who've liked my page and their friends, but oftentimes they'll also like my page. Those people's friends will. So I not only get interaction on that post, but I also get more likes to my page with that. All right, that is it. I just don't want to keep feeding you more information. I just don't want to overwhelm you. I mean, I have watched seminars that are like an hour and a half, 2 hours, several of them, and I just am passing on some of the information I've learned, and I don't want it to overwhelm you. Now, as you know, you're welcome to post some questions on Elite Stronghold or My Team Fabulous Force. Just make sure that you tag me, because I love the team pages. I love them. I go through them all the time, but I don't want you to have to wait for me to go through the post to see your post. I will get a notification if you tag me if you have a question. All right, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. I hope you found this valuable. If so, grab the recorded link, which is the same link that you logged in on. Exact same. As soon as I hit over, boom, it's the recording, and it starts right up from at the beginning. So send that to your coaches. Send the first one to your coaches and have them catch up, because this is a great way for them to start building their audience outside their warm market. All right, you guys have a fantastic night. I'll be talking to you soon. Bye.